Hi, and welcome to Big Ideas Math 4.1 to 4.2 quiz. This is on Polygon. This is on areas. The great thing about this is it's going to be so easy. All right, so here we have a parallelogram. And we know that whenever we're doing the area of a square or rectangle, it's length times width. Here's our parallelogram. Here's the top of it. Here are its sides, and here is its bottom. So I can't get it to fit all the way in this little area, but it's basically length times width. And if I were to pull this up a little bit, this is 11 times 7. And it's a little bit short because I can't fit it all in there, but I'm going to move it up a little bit. And it's 11 times 7. So when we do our parallelogram, it's exactly the same as if we did a square or a rectangle, because if we move this over just a slight bit, we move that one over 1. We're going to move this, we're going to move this one over 1. Maybe. Hold on. There we go. And now we're going to move this over 1, and you're going to see that what happens is the same area is a square or a rectangle or a parallelogram. It's just on that slant. So now we go back to our original problem. And for problem 1, it's 7 times 11. So if we were to move this line right here, where that line is right here, if you saw that triangle and you picked up that little triangle and put it right here, it would be the same as a regular rectangle, which would be 7 times 11, which would be your answer. So problem number 2 is, again, we're doing another parallelogram. And if we took this little corner right off here and we put it right over here, we would have a complete rectangle. If we made this straight right here and we took it over and we put it right here. And so we would just take our multiplication of 9 times 4, and that would be how many square meters there would be. Simple. Parallelograms are super simple. We're just going to take our length times width, and it's 6 times 15. And 6 times 15 is going to give us our entire area in square centimeters. Okay, so this is problem number 4. And if we look at it, we have got 2 squares going across and 3 squares going down. So when we multiply 3 times 2, we come up to our answer of what the parallelogram is. Okay, for problem number 5, we're looking at the area of a triangle. We have 6 on one side and 8 on the other. Okay, so when we look at this, we're looking at 6 going up and 8 to the side. If we were to pull this yellow right here and make a square, we could take this whole portion and cut it in half. And that would give us our entire dimensions of a triangle. So what we do is we take our 6, we multiply it by our 8, and that would give us 48, and we divide it by 2. Because if we were to take this up here, we would see, one more over, that is our triangle. Our triangle is a square cut in half. Again, here's another triangle. You're going to take your base times your height, which is 14 times 10, and then you're going to divide it by half, which would give you your correct answer. Remember, base times height divided by half, or divided by 2. Area of triangle is base times height divided by half, or divided by 2. The total area of this parallelogram and the triangle is 160 square meters. Find the value of x. Hi. So we're back, and we're doing the next problem, which is we have a parallelogram, and we're on problem number 8. The parallelogram has 160 square meters is our total. It's the parallelogram and the triangle. So they want us to find the value of x. So we know that our parallelogram, 14 times 10, is going to give us 140. So then we need to find out what is the difference between, sorry, our 160 and our 140? So we have 160 minus 140, which is going to give us 20. So when we look at this triangle over here, this whole area right here up to this port right here is 140. So what we need to know is this right area right here for the triangle is going to be 10 times something in half. So we need 160, which is going to be our 20, minus our 140, which is going to give us our 20. So what is that area going to be right there? Well, so when we're looking at a triangle, we know that we have to take it divided by 2, or 1/2. So 10 times what would give us 20? Well, 10 times 4 is going to give us 40. When we divided that in half, it's going to give us 20, which is what we need. So the answer right here is going to be 4. Okay, this may be a problem that you might want to slip away from, but just bear with it for a minute. There's a parallelogram-shaped window, and it's divided into 2 sections by a rectangular piece of wood. So what they want us to do is they want us to find the area of the window, which is a parallelogram, and then just take away the 4 times 16, which is the part that's in the middle, that's the wood divider. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply 16 times 22. Well, I know that 16 times 2, 2 times 6 is going to give me 12. I carry my 1. 2 times 2, or 2 times 1 is rather 2, plus 1 is 32. And I add my 0, and then I know that I have to do it again. So now, oops. Now I have to add those. So 2 plus 2, 2 plus 0 is 2, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 3 plus 0 is 3. So now I have 352, which is my total area. So what I haven't done yet is I've multiplied 22 times 16 and I found the entire area. But what I haven't done yet is I haven't taken out that 4 times 16, that portion right here, and subtracted that from the entire area. So now what I have to do is I have to multiply my 4 times 16. 4 times 6 is 24. And 4 times 1 is 4, 5, 6 is 64. Now I have to subtract my 64 from my 352, and that will give my total area minus the portion of the wood that is not considered glass.